Hi Aquarius, welcome to your shadow work tarot reading. I hope you are well. As you know, this reading is timeless, so this can be in relation to events that have already taken place in the past, things that are currently playing out in your environment, or things that may appear in the near future, so please be aware of that. You can watch from your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus placements, though I recommend watching from your Moon and Venus. I'm just going to be straightforward with you, Aquarius. Some of you are not going to like what I have to say, but I did see it and I have to relay the message. Okay, so just a disclaimer. So if you're not ready or prepared to face your shadow, this is not your reading, okay? So, from the dark mirror, you have hiding your true self. I also saw the envious gluttony card wanting to come out as well. So for those of you who I'm picking up on, I feel like you're already aware of your shadow aspect. You're aware of the two sides, the dualistic nature that you have, that we all have. However, I feel like you've been feeding your shadow aspect way too much, to the point that it's suppressing your inner light. It's getting to the point where your shadow is taking over. And I feel like, you know, this is the thing with hiding your true self. I feel like you have so much beauty. There is so much beauty that you have within you, but I feel like now, because your shadow aspect is coming to the surface, possibly for the first time in this shape or form or to this extent, I feel like it is revealing some aspects of yourself that you wanted to keep hidden, okay? Because for a while I feel like you were suppressing your inner light, you were suppressing this more jovial, loving, vulnerable aspect to yourself. But because you felt that no one saw that, because you were hiding that, your shadow got bitter and jealous and angry and resentful, to the point where now it's surfaced in such a way that's revealing that other aspect to yourself on a level that perhaps people have not seen before. So that's why it's so important to do the shadow work, because if you don't, and especially if you suppress your higher self, you know, from appearing on the surface, if you suppress that beauty, that inner light that you have because of fear of being hurt or fear of being misunderstood, then your shadow just gets fueled. And I feel like that's what happened, right? So now there is a clear imbalance that needs to be restored. And I feel like it's time to starve the shadow and feed your light, okay? It's time, Aquarius. And it's insane because all of your oracle cards here show the duality. They show the twin energy, okay? So for some of you, you could have crossed paths with a twin flame even, and that revealed things about yourself that you didn't want to see, or it revealed things about yourself that you didn't want others to see. Possibly this person saw a part of you that you never wanted them to see, or they're triggering something within you that you didn't want coming to the surface. But it's not without reason. It's so that instead of feeding your shadow, you actually heal, okay? But let's continue. Next you have Sandalphon, Angel of New Life, okay? So there is that twin energy. It's very much like Gemini energy. So this is it. These are possibilities. These are realities. This is potential. This is birthing a new reality, birthing potential. The fires of creation. The beauty in the act of creation. This is birthing. This can even be the birthing of a child. So I feel like you have the possibility to create a new reality. That if you do this internal work, if you do the shadow work, if you address those aspects of yourself that you keep suppressing, and look at your healing as opposed to just forcing it back down and putting a muzzle on it, then you have an opportunity to change your reality, to change the narrative, to come into union possibly with a twin here. That could potentially lead to even children, okay? But regardless, this is about restoring equilibrium within yourself before you can restore equilibrium within a connection. Because ultimately this is about you, Aquarius, not whoever you're dealing with or your connection with anyone else. This is about what's taking place within you. But I feel like that is being reflected in a connection outside of the self. It just highlights the wounding that you still have. It highlights the need for healing and shadow work where you've been suppressing that, hiding your true self, right? Because you've got to remember, the shadow is the accumulation of all the parts of yourself that felt invalidated, that felt ignored, shunned, that felt ridiculed, shamed, abused, neglected, forgotten, right? So it's those parts of yourself that you have to integrate again, step by step, heal lovingly. And that's what you're being encouraged to do, to bring the twin energies into alignment. Next, you have balanced spirituality and practicality, full moon in Pisces. Aquarius, you could be an Aquarius Pisces cusper, you could have Pisces prominently in your chart, but regardless of any of that, this is about you finding the equilibrium within again, you see? And you have the two fish, right? So it's all about harmony, it's about finding balance, restoring the balance within between those aspects of self, taking practical steps, but also still doing the spiritual work, still tapping into that higher knowing, to the insights your higher self is giving you, finding that balance between your shadow aspect and your higher self, so that your ego is restored, that it's healed, that it feels safe to navigate this new chapter with confidence, with knowing, with trust of self, with self-love, with self-confidence, okay? So very important, finding the balance between the two, because I feel like whether you realize it or not, you are very spiritual, okay? You may have not been doing any spiritual work, you may have not even looked into spirituality so much for some of you, but I feel like you are a very spiritual being innately. So it's time to really find that balance between taking practical steps and doing the spiritual work within, the spiritual healing that needs to take place within, because this is a whole alchemization process that needs to take place. It's a huge undertaking, but you can absolutely do it. It's going to take time. It's not something that happens over and done within a day. This is years in the making, but you can begin the journey now if you haven't already, okay? So let's go into the tarot. You have the full Aries energy, Aquarius energy, your energy, with the death card, Scorpio. That could mean something to you. So highly transformative. This is ground zero, coming back to self, restoring the balance between the shadow and the higher self. Coming back to zero, coming back to true alignment so that you can create this new paradigm, this new reality shift, okay? There is a quantum shift taking place right now in the collective, and I feel like you have the opportunity to capitalize on it right now, if you're willing to look at this, because I feel like you are going through a transformation. That's why there was a bit of a fracture in your ego, because you needed to see what you were suppressing. You needed to see that part of yourself that you were, stashing away, that you were ashamed of, that you were fearful of, that you were feeling guilt around. No, don't feel bad about it. This is a part of yourself that, has been a container for all of your wounds, for all of the parts of yourself that desperately needed love and compassion and understanding. So don't hide it under the rug. Embrace it lovingly, okay? And that's how you'll see this huge transformation. That's when you'll see that everything will change and is changing. With the Six of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Sagittarius, with the Knight of Swords, Gemini energy. I feel like you will be victorious. You will come out the other side of this renewed, whole, feeling complete, feeling like you went through the worst of it and still made it. And that nothing can stop you or hold you back now. Anything that doesn't feel like it's a part of the new, anything that doesn't feel like it serves your highest good, you can cut those cords between yourself and it. You can free yourself from whatever that is, especially from the narrative. And with the Two of Pentacles as well, I feel like it's time. You know it's time. You've been trying to ignore your emotions, ignore how it's making you feel, and just kind of balance it out in a way where you feel like you know it's not going to be seen, I don't have to deal with it, it's fine. But no, it is coming to the surface for a reason. It's time for you to face your feelings, face your shadow, and begin that true healing process. So that is what you're being encouraged to do. And if you can do that, you're going to see some big shifts in your life. So in order to see the outcome, let's take it into the extended. We're going to have a look at these key messages and see what you need to know, how it's likely to play out if you should do that work. So if you're curious to learn more, you can find the link in the description box below. Otherwise, if this is where we leave your messages, I want to say thank you so much for checking this out, Aquarius. And I hope it helps whoever needed this message. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click the notifications bell so you're informed of when your next set of readings are published. If you want to show support for this message, for my work, you can find my social links, my website link, and the donation link in the description box below. So for now, wishing you all the best with this journey, Aquarius, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.